Chop it up with me, Carlos. What that man did, that white man, that police that killed George Floyd, what he did was a hate crime.
Absolutely a hate crime.
He kneeled on the back of his neck.
Almost the same amount of time as the national fucking anthem.
In response to all those other black people taking a knee in protest of police brutality.
And not only that, even through football, through sports, Colin Kaepernick is kicked out of the NFL because he kneeled down during the national anthem.
And now this man gonna go and kneel
on the back of a black man's neck.
And these motherfuckers ain't gonna treat that. If they don't treat that as a hate crime, then there's gonna be plenty more riots going on across this world. Because that's exactly what the fuck it is. Whenever, to me, if you ask me right now, that's the best way to treat. Anytime a motherfucking white cop kill an unarmed black citizen of the United States of America, it should be treated.
But you got to realize it. Listen to this. Okay, before the reason why I say the police are full of hate crimes anyway is because of the simple fact is before 1950, 1960, early 1970, there was not a black police officer on the force nowhere. Because that was due to racism. They wanted to kick us, beat us, maul us, and all this shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
So every opportunity they get.
So theoretically speaking, they still living the same way that they lived back in the 60s, 70s, and 50s, but they have new morals and new concepts, and their concepts and morals are just to really annihilate the black the black community. You know what I'm saying? How can y'all try to disown us and say that we have no knowledge? How could y'all try to disown us and say that we have no message in life? Because the white folks want to make it so hard for a black man. You know, when you come in this world as a black man, it's already hard on you as a baby.
Man, you know how many motherfuckers is it? And see, the fucked up part about it is right now, you got other people, other groups and organizations. One of the prime examples is the Me Too movement, who's insurrected with this protest and the death of that man. They trying to make this out to be more than what the fuck it is.
Right, cause now if they want to take it back and get real hypothetical, okay. Even with the movie about the black guy as the KKK member, when he changed his voice and made himself sound like a white person, they dug into it. You know what I'm saying? So how if we have the same image as them and they can't see us, we are the same as them.
That's fucked up.
But now when it comes to us being inside of the same restaurant, the same church, the same stores or anything like that, they think that they're better than us. Why? Because they look at us as like we're just fucking animals.
And if any white person at this moment take it and use it to be about the American flag, then they is a racist as well.
Exactly.
And the fucked up part about it, I'm gonna tell you the truth, man.
The KKK still here. They becoming more stronger. That's why the next war will be a race war.
I'm gonna tell you what
and it will be religion.
I'm gonna tell you what broke my heart. What broke my heart these past 24 hours is when I seen that interview with Drew Brees, and he talking about he's still trying to make it out to be about the American flag.
But still, see, some people are taking that message the wrong way. Because Drew Brees said that he will not respect someone who kneels during the song of the national anthem or anything like that. Why? Because ain't nobody never boy, when I was going to school, you couldn't do nothing but stand up the whole time in class.
My point is this right here. This is my point. It's not about the flag.
It's not.
It's not about the flag. It's not about the national anthem.
It's about the color of your skin.
Colin Kaepernick took a knee to protest police brutality against minorities. And if anybody takes it and twists it to be about the national anthem or the American flag, then that message they do not want to receive.
No.
And what broke my heart is Drew Brees did not want to receive that message. When that interview came out about him last night, and I seen that shit, I'm like, dude, you still ain't get the point. Or you get the point and you just don't want to get the point. It ain't about motherfucking the flag. It ain't about the American. It ain't about the national anthem. It's all about protesting police brutality
Well,
against
listen at what
minorities.
you listen, and if you listen to it all the way to the NFL, listen at what you're saying, because of the fact is Drew Brees is not a motherfucker. Drew Brees is a all white. I can't even see it. He's just an all white guy.
Yeah.
Colin Kaepernick is not. So due to the fact of him being offset his skin tone, which is bronze, with nappy hair, come on, man, it's going back to the Bible, G.
But I ain't gonna lie, man. It was heartbreaking for me to listen to that interview with Drew Brees, because it was like, man, dude, you should have gotten it by now. You work around a lot of black athletes, right. A lot of black people who I'm sure have tried to explain to you that it's not about the American flag. It's about police brutality against minorities. And for you to completely miss that part, is you doing it on purpose? Is it on purpose, or you just
and let me ask you,
is he just
now.
stupid and you just don't
let's
get
deep
it?
For real. I don't feel like we the minority.
Man, who the fucking minority? If it ain't us, then who is?
I don't feel like we the minority.
Carlos, you gotta understand, man. Even if we ain't the minority, we is still the most hated race in all the fucking world. In the whole world. No. Other races, man, come on now.
There's a race.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So as to a status check today, where we're at, as for the safety of Los Angeles, last night we saw the full impact of the curfew with our ability to police areas of downtown, and particularly and also the west side, but also the valley, where we saw roving groups of individuals that were not compliant with the curfew, and we believe were out to loot and prey upon businesses in our community. And our officers' actions were able to to identify those individuals and make a number of arrests. Last night, just under 700 arrests. And within those 700 arrests were 70 individuals who were either burglarizing or looting, victimizing businesses further. So what that tells me is that two things. We didn't have protests last night. We had criminal acts. We didn't have people mourning the death of this man, George Floyd. We had people capitalizing. His death is on their hands, as much as it is those officers. And that is a strong statement. But I must say that this civil unrest that we're in the midst of, we must turn a corner from people who are involved in violence, people who are involved in preying upon others.
So much fucking shit going on, and Dick Stain Donald Trump is tweeting fake news about a report about him cowering in a bunker. Of course you were cowering in a bunker, bitch. You're a draft dodger. Your city's on fire. The country is on fire. There is nothing fake about this shit. You have no understanding. And tomorrow you're going to do what? You're going to hush reporters? 40 million people out of work? Pandemic for 3 months? You're talking about fake news? Republicans, yo, don't you have any respect for yourself? I don't give a fuck about politics. Republicans, them. Don't you have any respect for yourself? Can't you? Don't you want to do better for yourselves? Republicans, remove this motherfucker, man. Aren't you embarrassed? You scared of this fucking dude? Fucking every city's under fucking siege. This bitch is talking about fake news. Address the people. You can't address the people, Dick Stain, because you have nothing to say. You have no credence, even with your own followers. No one's fucking listening to you. Your fucking bum-ass daughter is tweeting Bible verses. Your bum-ass wife tweeting out shit. Nobody's listening to you motherfuckers. Remove this motherfucker, Republicans. Have some fucking self-respect and some pride. You're lifelong politicians, and this is what you have to show for yourself? A motherfucker talking about fake news when Washington, D.C., all the way to Los Angeles, is burning? Remove this bitch. He's a fucking clown, a cowering clown in a bunker. Of course he's in a fucking bunker. Motherfucker's a draft-dodging con man pimp.
So we have a group of people blocking traffic on Albany and Dean Street. They're refusing to let the orange go eastbound on Dean Street and Albany. So we're stuck here. Run them over.
Shoot those motherfuckers. Don't put that over the air.
Saying once the looting starts, the shooting starts. You have a president talking about the Second Amendment as a use for people to come out here and use firearms against the people that are protesting. This is the messages that we're seeing. I don't know if you on social media because the news don't tell you everything. But you have to pay attention to what's going on, or else we have a president that's trying to incite a race war, and when the borders are closed, we can't leave. You have people in here that need your help. This is when you and y'all stand together with the community, with society, to stop the governmental oppression. Period. We need you. So then march with us. March beside us. You get your people. Y'all march beside us. March beside us. March beside us. Let the revolution be televised. March beside us and show us that you're here for us. Make history with us, please. Let's just do it. March with us. We'll start marching, and you march with us. Please. Just do it. Do it. Just come on. Be the change. Do it. Please do it. Please. We are good people. March with us.
Make you do. Because I can't leave this post. I will march through this street with you guys to that next intersection.
I don't know.
I will march from this intersection to that intersection, but I have to control this area.
Control. What is it to control, man? March with us. It was send a huge message. We just march. Just march with us. March the whole round with us. March you and your men. Y'all protect us. Protect us. Y'all march with us. March around like we just did. Do that march with us. Y'all stand beside us. No, you don't, because you the protector. So if you can't patrol yourself. If it's you that's supposed to be patrolling us, then walk with us.
I'm also protecting some of these businesses.
Okay. Okay.
Can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor? Can you take a kneel? Can you take a kneel?
I don't know. They ain't enough for me.
Let me see.
They ain't enough for me.
Thank you. Let me see you take a
They
kneel.
ain't enough for me.
Let me see you take a kneel. Let me see you take a kneel. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's all do it together. Come on. Everybody, let's all do it together. You get good for it, guys. Take a kneel. Let's all do it together.
Oh, you're on the back. Take a knee. Take a knee.
If you standing up, we taking you with it. Come on. Take a kneel.
Everyone is looking back now at Kaepernick's protests from a few years ago, and obviously they were always about police brutality, and now it's coming back to the fore, and a lot of people expect that we will see players kneeling again if and when the NFL season starts. I'm curious how you think the NFL will and should respond to that, and of course, you're such a leader in the league. What is your responsibility as a leader in times like this for the rest of your teammates and players in the league?
Well, I will never agree with anybody disrespecting the flag of the United States of America or our country. Let me just tell you what I see or what I feel when the national anthem is played and when I look at the flag of the United States. I envision my two grandfathers who fought for this country during World War II, one in the Army and one in the Marine Corps, both risking their lives to protect our country and to try to make our country and this world a better place. So every time I stand with my hand over my heart, looking at that flag and singing the national anthem, that's what I think about. And in many cases, it brings me to tears, thinking about all that has been sacrificed, not just those in the military, but for that matter, those throughout the civil rights movements of the 60s, and everyone and all that has been endured by so many people up until this point. And is everything right with our country right now? No, it's not. We still have a long way to go. But I think what you do by standing there and showing respect to the flag with your hand over your heart is it shows unity. It shows that we are all in this together. We can all do better, and that we are all part of the solution.